Hello there, you're welcome to another interesting edition of my podcast. And tonight I'm going to be bringing you the review of the round of 16. That's the UEFA Champions League. That's the Champions League. And yesterday, the next set of two games were played, and that was between Arsenal versus Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and Napoli. Two very interesting games where there were loads of goals. But I'll start with where my interest lies, and I'm speaking from the English football angle. Well, obviously, it's always been my tradition to support all the English teams. So, in this case, I was looking forward to see a very good performance from Arsenal. Well, I'll begin with that game, Arsenal Bayern Munich. This is the second time they'll be meeting at this level, and on the first occasion, I think that was in 2015. Arsenal lost by 5-1, and the repeat of what happened in 2015, we saw that yesterday when Arsenal played against Bayern Munich. The result ended 5-1. It was a shocking result for me for the first time. All these years I never really mind if Arsenal loses, particularly when you consider that quite a lot of their supporters are quite loud. And I'm talking about the Nigerian supporters, to be precise. So I usually don't mind them getting some sort of beating. But yesterday's result can be only summed up in the following words: they were annihilated, they were decimated, they were massacred, they were walloped. I mean, think of all the superlatives that you can think to describe the defeat of Arsenal yesterday. It sums it up. This game started with Bayern Munich dominating possession, and before I go on, it's very, very instructive to know that I thought the Arsenal team were going to give a good fight against the Bayern Munich, and my reason for saying so is because I've watched Bayern Munich at the beginning of the season, and as far as I'm concerned, they've not been as impressive as they were under Jupp Heynckes or the Pep Guardiola era. The football seems to have stalled, not in terms of the results, because they're still getting the result and they're still at the top of the table, but in terms of performance, it's the tempo of their players eased off a bit. So on the basis of that, I thought Arsenal had some sort of chance to get a result. At least a draw would have been considered a very good result for Arsenal. And when you consider the fact that this season Arsenal look a little bit strong, even though they still poses their occasional lackluster yo-yo kind of performance every now and then, but they seem strong in the midfield, particularly defensively, where they've always struggled with the likes of El Nani, Coquelin, and Xhaka. Xhaka in particular has brought some steel to the Arsenal team. So when you look at some aspect of their performance this season, you would have thought that they will give Bayern Munich a fight. And at least as far as the first half is concerned, there was some sort of punch powers. They fought a bit. However, Bayern Munich scored first, and Arsenal kept on fighting back. And towards the end of the first half, they got a penalty after Lewandowski kicked Koscielny, even though it might have been a miskick, but it resulted in the penalty, and Sanchez scored the rebound of that penalty because it was saved initially from it was saved by one of the best goalkeepers in the world, if not the best in my own perspective, Manuel Neuer. But the rebound, Sanchez capitalized on it and got a goal back. So at that point in time, it was game on, and I thought maybe Arsenal were going to, give a fight. And once the second half resumed, within probably a space of 10 minutes, thereabout, Bayern Munich were 2 goals or 3 goals up. So at that point in time, you would just expect Arsenal probably to get second goal and hope that in the return leg they should be able to score 2 goals. But they lost the game eventually by 5 goals to 1. And you can somewhat feel for the Arsenal fans at this particular point in time. If you're an avid watcher of if you're an avid viewer, if you're an avid viewer of the Arsenal fans TV blog, you could sense the frustration of the fans, the true Arsenal fans, I must say, from the interviews following games week in, week out, particularly whenever they lose games or they draw games they probably should have won. So you could see the frustration of the fans, and I really felt for them. And as someone described the Arsenal fan says, look, the Arsenal fans are the real heroes, because I don't know how they do it, and I must even say they're probably one of the most frustrated fans at the moment. So the game ended 5-1, and that sums up Arsenal's Champions League journey. The same old result: get out from the qualifying stage, get to the round of 16, get the money, and get eliminated. Not league title challengers, probably will win the FA Cup, or the League Cup. So Arsenal are out, and there's this growing clamor from some section of the fans that it's probably time for Arsene Wenger to resign. Well, I wouldn't say it's time for him to resign. I would say it's time for him to move upstairs in the office. I think they need some fresh impetus, some fresh ideas into the Arsenal team. They need probably a young coach who can take Arsenal forward. But make no mistake, Arsene Wenger would only leave on his own terms. When I mean on his own terms, the board are not going to sack him. We all know that. Wenger will only leave when he says it's time, and I think it's time. And I think he should probably listen to some of his fans, and he's done very well for the club. He's helped them stabilize financially as well too, and I think it's time for him to go. Well, I'll quickly go into the next game. Real Madrid-Napoli. Real Madrid obviously looked the better team. They looked they were going to, win the game anyway. Napoli scored first, and Real Madrid equalized. But I think the most highlight of that game was the cracker of a goal from Casemiro. That was a goal. And I think that goal dominated the headlines more than the victory itself. So Real Madrid probably are looking on course to go ahead as well. And you've got to comment on Zinedine Zidane. He's now looking like a proper top class manager, and he's shown his tactical acumen as well too. It's only just been a coach for the top flight just for 6 months. He won the Champions League, and now it seems that Real Madrid are on course to win the league, and they look very, very good. Not forgetting that he's a legend of the club himself. He has the respect of the players who looked up to him. He's played with some of the players before. The likes of Sergio Ramos played with Zinedine Zidane. So those are my review of both games. We look forward to watch the next set of round of 16 next week, and there'll be more of an English interest in that. Manchester City will play Monaco, while Leicester, who have struggled and they struggled in the league at the moment. We'll be playing against Sevilla. Until when I come your way again, when I bring you perspective on various footballing or sporting issues, it's bye for now. Have a lovely night.